Are you serious? Are you serious? We have breaking news coming out of Damascus, this time Damascus, Syria, and this isn't good. There's been two suicide blasts. These attacks killed dozens of people in Damascus, Syria. Matter of fact, the suicide bomber targeted the main judicial building in the capital center, with a second blast reported not far away. 2 suicide bombings hit the Syrian capital of Damascus today, killing dozens as the country's war enters its 7th year. A suicide bomber detonated his explosive vest in the capital main judicial building early today, killing at least 30 people and wounding dozens others, according to Syria's state-run news agency. A second attacker then detonated himself at a restaurant also in Damascus, according to the news agencies, killing and wounding an unidentified number of others. We don't know how many there. Al Jazeera is reporting from the Turkish city along the Syrian border that the suicide bomber in the first blast reportedly detonated himself after he was stopped by security at the gate of the courthouse. The attack happened during a peak time to inflict the maximum number of casualties. There was no immediate claim for the bombing, which came as the country's civil war enters its 7th year. The attack on the capital's Palace of Justice, located near the famous and crowded markets there in Damascus, was the latest in a spat of explosions and suicide attacks targeting the government-controlled areas in Syria, there in Damascus, under the control of President Assad. And according to Damascus police chief Mohammed Khair Ismail, the attacker struck at about 1:20 p.m. local time there. Of course, they're in different time zones. This was about an hour ago, a man wearing a military uniform and carrying a shotgun and grenades arrived at the entrance of the palace, the chief of police told the television station. The guard stopped the man, took away his arms, and asked to search him. At that point, the man hurled himself inside the building and detonated his explosives. This is a terrible situation, but this is what's going on. And here's why they're reacting like this. ISIS getting desperate. The Trump offensive, which you do not hear at all. The MSNBC, CBS, ABC, CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, none of them are, nobody in the mainstream media is sharing with you that we have just deployed another 500 U.S. Marines. And we got 1,000 U.S. Marines and about another 1,000 special op forces of the United States in Syria, in Raqqa, right now, fighting alongside Assad's armies, and they've got ISIS on the run. Not only there, but we have U.S. Special Forces fighting alongside Iraqi forces in the city of Mosul, and they're taking the city back, and they've got ISIS on the run. So this is some last-minute desperations by ISIS and those that are affiliated with ISIS to try to strike at the heart of Syria. This is very, very, very urgent breaking news taking place right now in the Middle East. Now, I'll be on top of this because, as we reported yesterday, although nobody seems to really understand the importance of it, that Pakistan has sent 3,000 troops into Saudi Arabia to defend Saudi Arabia's border against ISIS and the Iranian-backed Houthi rebels from Yemen. That's happening right now. And Russia has just sent about 2,000 to 3,000 troops into Egypt to help defend the oil fields of Libya, right down there in that, along the border there. So there's a lot going on, folks. A lot going on as the Middle East is in a state of madness and the biblical prophecies of the Bible coming to pass right before our very eyes. Give your life to Jesus Christ as Damascus has become a ruinous heap. Isaiah 17 verse 1. It really is a city that's under siege, and it's sad what's happened to the children and to the mothers and to the civilians of that city. I'll be back with more current world events, how they relate to biblical prophecy. We're in the last days. Give your life to Jesus Christ. He is coming, and I don't want you to be left behind.